So this is like a demo. So the introduction of S4HANA. Right. So yeah, I think everyone is gone through this syllabus. I think so. Whatever we are going to discuss in S4HANA. Right. So here, so in S4HANA, we are going to learn introduction to a HANA. So what is mean by HANA? Right. So it is a software or server or database. So what is mean by HANA? And also we are going to learn HANA functionality. And also we are going to learn advantages and disadvantages of HANA. And also introduction of cloud and on-premises. So what is mean by cloud and what is mean by on-premises? Right. So we're going to learn this part. And then introduction to S4 HANA. Okay. So HANA is different and S4 HANA is different. So we'll see what is mean by HANA and what is mean by S4 HANA. Right. S4 HANA, simple logistics in sales. And we are going to learn S4 HANA architecture and versions in S4 HANA and S4 HANA landscape, and also difference between HANA and S4 HANA, right? And also introduction to Fury apps. So what is mean by Fury apps? So why we are using Fury apps in S4 HANA, right? So because we haven't seen Fury apps in ECC, so why they have introduced the Fury apps here in S4 HANA? So what is the use of Fury apps, right? And also Fury app features and functionalities, and difference between HANA and S4 HANA and Fury apps. Okay, so we are going to see what is the difference between HANA, S4 HANA and Fury apps. So where we are going to use this one, right? And also we'll see what are the major changes in ECC and S4 HANA. So whatever the topics are there in ECC, so what are the topics are migrated to S4 HANA, right? So those migrated topics we are going to discuss here. So what are the changes, right? So and SAP S4HANA deployment options. So how we are going to deploy S4HANA in the systems. So that we are going to see, and on premises and cloud, and also public cloud and private cloud. So this is also we are going to discuss what is mean by on premises cloud and difference between public cloud and private cloud. So these also we are going to learn. This is like an introduction only. So in the introduction we are going to learn all this. So it will take 2 days to complete the introduction and S4 HANA, right? And next, delta changes in S4 HANA and types of projects in S4 HANA and explanation. So what are the projects we are having? So how we are going to involve as SD consultant, how we are going to involve, right? In ACC, we are having activate methodology, right? Sorry, ASAP methodology, right? So here we'll have activate methodologies and all. So we'll see for implementation. For implementation, what methodology we are going to use in ECC? ASAP methodology, accelerated SAP methodology, right? So in ECC, what type of methodology we are going to use for implementations, right? So here we are going to use activate methodology. So we'll see what is mean by activate methodology. What are the steps we are having in activate methodology, right? In ASAP methodology, we are having right business blueprint, realization, right, final preparation phase, go live and support, project preparation phase. So these are all the phases we are having in ECC implementation project. So in activate methodology, we are having some other concepts here. So we don't see project preparation phase, business blueprint phase here over here. So here we are having completely different here. So what are those phases? So how we are going to involve as SD consultant, how we are going to involve in the implementation project. So we are having 3 types of implementation projects: greenfield implementation project and brownfield implementation project and bluefield implementation project. So what is mean by greenfield, what is mean by brownfield, what is mean by bluefield? So we are going to learn the types of projects here, right? So this is completely part 1 in introduction, and then we'll see in part 2. So greenfield implementation approach in S4HANA, how, what are the steps we are having? So how we are going to involve in implementation project as an SD consultant, right? And also we'll see activate methodology and phases. So same like ASAP methodology, whatever the phases we are having. So we will have activate methodology phases as well. So what are those phases? So that we are going to discuss. And then we'll start our concepts here from here. So enterprise structure, because obviously we need an enterprise structure to create any order, any delivery or invoice, any changes in SAP, right? So we need an enterprise structure. So we'll create enterprise structure, definitions and assignments. Then we'll go to BP creation. So before creating a BP, business partner, so we'll see account group creation and partner determination process. So here BP is nothing but business partner, same like customer master in ECC. So here they have introduced as a BP, business partner. Okay, so how we are going to create, what are the steps we need to follow to create a business partner, and what are the changes we are having? I mean, what is the difference between customer master and BP master, right? So that we are going to see, right? And account group, you already know. So we need to interlink account group to our customers, right? So then only the number range will determine, and also we can able to control the fields in account groups, if you remember, right? So we'll see how we are going to create account group and PDPs, right? So how we are going to create PDPs here, partner determination procedures, right? And master data changes. What are the change we are having in the master data, customer master and vendor integration? And also we'll see introduction of BPN configurations and how we are going to configure it, and configuration for customer master and configuration for vendors. Vendors means you already know, right? In third party process, we use vendors, right? So if the company is not having stock, then they will uh, create a purchase order to other companies. So from there they will purchase, right? So that is nothing but vendors. Okay, so they are called vendors here. So how we are going to configure vendors, right? So vendors is nothing but material master only. Just assume that. Okay, so it's kind of a material master. Okay, so what are the configurations of vendors? And next, ATP available to promise and GATP configuration. So these we are going to learn. So how we are going to maintain availability checks in S4HANA, and what is the migration? So what are the change we are having? Right. So how in ATP we are doing in ECC. So in S4HANA, what they have used. So that we'll see. So ATP means availability to promise. Here in S4HANA we'll have AATP. Okay. So AATP means advance availability to promise. Right. That would be. I think someone. Can you meet, please? Yeah, thank you. Right. So here, credit management. So in ECC, we have learned credit management. So that is converted into supply chain management here, financial supply chain management, that is FSCM. So here, if you want to maintain a credit limit to the customer, so how we are going to maintain every 32. So we are having some prerequisites before creating a credit limit to the customer. So we need to do some configuration. So that is same. But here we don't use FD32 T code in S4HANA. So we don't have FD32. So in ECC, we'll use FD32 to maintain credit limits to the particular customers, right? But in S4HANA, we don't use FD32 concept. Okay, so we'll see how we are going to create FSCM here, right? So financial supply chain management and introduction and configuration. So here we are going to learn rebates. So how we are going to create rebates in ECC, and also how we are going to create settlement management here. Okay, so we need to learn rebates concepts here. Okay, so rebates means it is an additional discount which will propose to customers, our customers. So rebates is migrated as a settlement management. So that we'll see. So how we are going to create partial rebate, fixed rebate, variable rebate. So we are having a concept of rebates. So that we'll see rebates in ECC, and also we'll see settlement management in S4HANA. So the difference we'll see, right? And then output changes are converted into the BRF plus rules. Okay, so you already know output changes, right? So whatever after creating invoice, so we'll take a printout, right? Printout of the invoice. So that is converted into BRF. Okay, BRF plus. Okay, so here, what is mean by BRF? So BRF means here it is a business rule framework. So we'll see. Okay, so all these how we are going to create output changes in S4HANA. So that here we don't use output change terminology. So we'll use only BRF plus rules. Okay, so we'll see that as well. And then LTMC uploading tool in S4HANA introduction. And also we'll see batch management in S4HANA and settings. and pricing in S4HANA and changes. Right, so we'll see all these concepts. Then we'll go to the part 3. So there we'll discuss migration project and steps to migrate from ECC to S4HANA. So how we are going to migrating our ECC configuration to S4HANA configurations, right? So how we are shifting one system, one version to other version, right? So currently we are using ECC. So how we are migrating, because all the transactions are in ECC. Now I want to move the same transaction to S4HANA because I don't want to lose this data, right? So how we are going to migrate this complete data into S4HANA? So that we are going to see. So we are having 3 types of steps. Okay, migration steps. So one is first step, we are going to involve pre-migration configuration and activities, and technical migration and post-migrations. So what is mean by pre-migration, technical migration, post-migration? So that we are going to learn in our regular class. Okay, so we'll see how we are going to shift these data to S4HANA system. And then FSD document. So how we are going to writing functional specification to ABAPers. So in S4HANA, so what we required, right? So in normal ECC will maintain all the requirement. So whatever the format the company is having, so based on the format we need to fill up. So because they already mentioned all the details in the FS, so we need to look into the FSD and we need to fill up. So first, so they will maintain header. So header means you will maintain this is a functional specification document and your name and project name, right? And the description of the issue. So what is the error you are getting? So why you need the help of an ABAPer, right? So that we are going to see. And also RICFW objects and developments. So we'll see, this is a new concept. So we'll see in that particular concept. And reports, standard and customized reports. So how we are going to create reports and iDocs interfaces and LTMC and app and BAPI, that we are going to see, and user exits. So I think in S4HANA, what are the new user exits we are having? So in ACC, you already know how we are going to see user exits, right? AC38, right? So user exits. So what are the new user exits we are having? So what are the new user exits they have implemented in the S4HANA nodes? So that we are going to see. And smart forms and Adobe forms. So what is mean by smart forms and Adobe forms? So that we are going to learn. And GST process, right? So I think we already learned GST process in ECC as well, right? So how we are going to create a tax in pricing procedure. So what is mean by domestic sales? What is mean by IGST, CGST, SGST, and UGST? So these we have already learned in ECC. So in S4HANA, how we are going to maintain that? Okay, so that we are going to see. So completely deep, we are going to learn about GST, right? And then export sales and deemed exports, right? So we'll see all of those. And then support and development projects changes in S4HANA. So what are the changes we are having, development projects and support projects in S4HANA? So that we are going to learn. And also here in S4HANA, we are going to learn introduction of Jira and ServiceNow. Okay, so how in Jira, how they have get the tickets, in ServiceNow, how they are going to get the tickets. So tickets in the sense incidents here. Okay, so here we are going to learn. So how we'll get the tickets? So what are the interface of the particular Jira and ServiceNow? So that we are going to see. And agile methodology. So we'll see what is mean by agile methodology, and SDLC project life cycle, and waterfall and Scrum. So these are all the systems which we are going to use for support and development projects in S4HANA. So we'll see all of those. What is mean by Jira and ServiceNow? What is mean by agile methodology? What is mean by SDLC project life cycle? Right? What is mean by waterfall? What is mean by Scrum? So these we are all going to learn in S4HANA. So these are our syllabus which we are going to learn in S4HANA system, right? So now we'll start few introduction. Okay, so what is mean by HANA, what is mean by S4HANA, what are the advantages and disadvantages? So that we are going to learn today. Okay, and the next session we'll learn the remaining concept, what is a landscape and all. So we'll see what is mean by Fury apps, Right, so that we are going to learn in next class. So today we'll see some introduction part of HANA and S4 HANA. So let me take one sheet. Right. So now we'll see what is mean by HANA and why they come up with addition to ACC, right? And also what are the changes happen in S4 HANA, so that we are going to learn, right? So here HANA and S4 HANA we'll see. So first we'll see HANA. What is mean by HANA? So HANA is nothing but it is one of the database. So HANA is a database, okay, because whatever the data we are creating in S4HANA system, so it is storing somewhere, right? So it is storing in some databases or in servers. So each and every company will have, and each and every company will use their own servers and their own databases, and they will keep a separate room for the databases and servers in real time, and they are in big size. So those the servers will be at least, the server size will be at least one room. So those were the very big servers they are going to use in every company, right? So because why they will use these servers, why they will use that much big servers, means they need to store the data, right? So they don't delete after completion of each and every transaction, right? So they will store all this data for some years, right? So that's why they will use large number of servers and big size in servers. So all these servers they will use because to store the data for future reference. So in future, after 5 years, um, you need to understand what are the changes they have done in the future, I mean previous versions, right? So what are the orders they have created, so what are the deliveries we have done, so what are the contracts we have making for the particular customer. So all this data will be stored some years because they have some agreement, okay, SLA, you can say service level agreement, okay. So based on that agreements, so they will maintain the data in the database. So that's why they don't delete all the data, so they will store. So after they have expired that SLA, then they will delete, okay. So HANA is a one of the database. So why HANA they have introduced? So previously what kind of database they have used mean? So SAP though don't have a separate database. So every time the SAP will use third party servers. Okay, so till now the SAP doesn't have any own databases. So they don't have any databases. So they will use the third party databases, like they will use Oracle, DBMS. So these are the databases which will provide the data to be stored in their companies. So Oracle is one kind of a company. So who will provide third party database or third party servers? Right. So that means SAP will maintain some agreement with the Oracle and DBMS companies. I mean DBMS, database management system. Right. So they will take one. They will maintain some agreement to store the data, because SAP will not have access to the databases because they are third party databases. They are using the third party databases, and in that databases they are storing the data. Whatever they are going to create, all this data will be stored in the third party databases. So that's why in S4 HANA they have created a separate database. I mean, in this year, in the 2021, they have created SAP's own database, that is HANA. So whatever the data they are creating, so that all the data will be stored in the HANA from now. Okay. Previously, they don't have any separate database. So they need to purchase from the third party, and they will store this data into the particular third party databases, and they will maintain agreement, and also they need to subscribe for the third party database, right? So they need to purchase the license, right? I mean, they need to give money to store this data, right? So every year they need to subscription, they need to do the subscription for the database, right? So they need to purchase the servers and all. So the user maintenance also will be done by the third party only, because the complete the database maintenance will be done by the third party maintainers only. I mean the third party companies only. Only these SAP will give or maintain agreement for to store the data. Okay. So previously we are using third party servers. So now they have using our own database, that is HANA. Okay. Now, so what is the use of a database and also how they are storing the data compared to previous and currently, right? So previously how they have used the databases. So how now how they are using these databases. Okay. So brief before that we'll see what is mean by HANA. So HANA in the name itself it will be there. So HANA is nothing but high performance analytical analytic. So HANA is nothing but high performance analytic appliance. Okay, this is a full form of HANA. So we'll see now how why they are using the data own database. So why not they have used their own database previously, and also we'll see the comparison of previous and currently how they are storing, right? So in general, we'll send some data from mail, right? So whatever the data we need to send to our particular user, so we'll send it to the mail. So and they will accept. So whatever the draft you are doing and whatever the mail you are sending, so it will take some certain GBs, right? So for example, you want to send one file, so it will be like around 10 GB, right? Then what we will do, so in the mail we can't able to send 10 GBs file, right? Obviously, so we don't send 10 GBs file. Then what we will do, so we will suppress that file and we'll send it to the mail. So now the user will save it with the user and they will then again they will extract that file and they will use that file, right? So now, but now nowadays the companies will share massive amount of data in terms of SAP because we are having a large number of files, a large number of data. So all the data, if you want to send it to the any customer, so it will take large GB, right? So we can't able to send it to through mail. So we need a database here. So now we'll see what kind of data we are having. So what type of data we are sending to the customers or saving or storing. So we'll see that now. So we are having two types of master data. I mean, two types of data we are having in SAP. That is one is master data, you already know, and also transaction data. Master data, and transaction data. So we are having two types of data. So master data means you already know customer master, customer master,
Material
then say
master.
material master or vendor master. Hello.
Yes, no.
Yeah. Saying something.
Nothing. I'm saying like
Yeah.
material master.
So material master, and or else you can call it as a vendor master as well. So okay. And next CMIR, customer material information record, and condition master or pricing. So these are our master data we are having. And what is mean by transaction data? Transaction data is nothing but order, delivery, invoice. So these are all transaction data. Order, delivery, invoice. And if you say MyGo and MyRo, MyGo and MyRo is nothing but like you can say. So we'll use in the third party, right? So will you all understand what is mean by MyGo and what is mean by MyRo in S4HANA? Okay, so because we don't use MyGo and MyRo in ECC, right? So these are all the transaction data. So whatever the data we are creating, right? So that may be the master data or that may be the transaction data. So it will consist large number of data we will have, large number of orders numbers, large number of deliveries, large number of customers will have, large numbers of materials will have, right? So all the data we can't able to send it through one single mail, right? So it has to be stored some database in the database, right? So these all these data will be stored in column oriented in our databases, and this is does not have in any traditional ECC. Okay, so because we don't have any databases, right, in previous ECC version, so where they are bringing it from to store these data in the databases. So for these, if you want to store this data, so we need a large capacity to store in the system, right? So that's why we need a database, because without database, how we are going to store all these data, right? So because we are storing the data around 10 years, just assume that around 10 years data we need to store. That means we need a large number of GBs or TBs, right? So that's why we are using HANA database. So because every time we need to purchase or subscribe the particular license, third party server license, and we are storing it, because all this maintenance also done by the third party users only, right? So if we have done any mistake, so complete data will be lost. So that's why they have created their own database to store this data. Okay. So this is about database, our database, HANA. So HANA is nothing but high performance analytic appliance. Okay, and then we'll see so how they are storing this data and what are the process they are having to store this data. Okay. So here we are having two types of processes we are having to store the data. One is OLTP and another one is OLAP. Okay, so we'll see. Just a minute. OLTP we are having and OLAP. So these are the process to store the data. Okay, so what is mean by OLTP and what is mean by OLAP? We'll see. So OLTP means online transactional processing. Right, online transactional processing, and OLAP means online analytical processing. Online analytical processing. So we'll see what is mean by OLTP. So here, so large number of transaction data can be stored through online transaction, because you can see the SAP company is in somewhere else and our third party servers are somewhere else, right? So that means we are just like capturing the data and storing it. Like for example, you can see we are having Amazon and AWS is there. So they will provide the servers. Okay, so we are purchasing the servers from them. So whatever the databases are there, so they will store. I mean, this database location is different. For example, you can take any Amazon. So Amazon will sell the servers, right? Amazon company will sell the servers to various companies like SAP, right? Now these servers will be located in, for example, in USA. Now my company is in India. So I need a database to store the data. Then what I will do, I will purchase from the Amazon, but the database in America, right? My company is in India. So how my data is saving in America's database? So that we are going to learn here. Okay. So OLTP means online transactional processing. So here we'll purchase the license and we'll store the data in the particular servers which is located in the particular location. So it may be USA, it may be Canada, it may be Australia. The server's location will be different location will be there, right? So we'll store the data. So that is nothing but online transactional processing. Okay, so the servers will be in different location, the companies will be in different location, and we are purchasing license from them and we are storing the data, right? And also the maintenance changes will be, I mean, the maintenance charges will be there to, so whatever, because they are storing the data, so they need to maintain every year, right? So that means every year the company need to pay to these Amazon kind of companies, Amazon, AWS. So they will sell the servers to companies, right? So whatever the data is there, so that company will take care. For example, my company is IBM. Just assume that. So in IBM, they don't have a database, own database. Now what they will do, they will purchase online databases. Okay. So who will sell these online databases? For example, Amazon will sell. Okay. Amazon will sell the online databases. So these online servers are located in different regions. In Asian region, we are having one server, for example, right in South Africa. Okay. And America, USA, you can take right, or in Sydney. So these are all the locations. So I will purchase any server from these local regions. For example, I want to purchase Asian region server. Then I will purchase. So now what I need to do to pay money to these servers. So I'm paying it. So every year we need to pay license. I mean maintenance charges to this Amazon company because they are storing my data and they are working on it to keep them safe, right? So every year we need to give the maintenance charges as well for this Amazon company, right? So it is not located. These servers are not located in my region. So it is located somewhere in Asia. For example, it is located in China. This server. So all this data will be stored in the China region. So the maintenance also done by the China region. So who are working on it, right? So this kind of process will be done in OLTP. Okay. Right. So here, whatever the data you are creating in SAP, like order delivery, invoices, the all data will be stored in these servers only. Because till now we don't have. I mean, before S4HANA we don't have our own database. So we are purchasing from the third-party companies like Amazon, Oracle, DBMS. So all these companies we are purchasing servers from them. Okay. So why we are storing this data means for future references, because every data will have a expiry date, right? So separate period will have. So till that period we are going to store the data, and after that we'll delete. I mean expire automatically. Okay. So this is about OLTP, online transactional processing. Now we'll see OLTP, online analytical processing. So after OLTP, for storing purpose, OLTP will be used. So I mean, after storing it in the particular regions, now OLAP will be used to help the complex code written by the adapter. Then the data will be moved. So how the data is moving from IBM to these Amazon region, I mean, from to China region or Asian region or South Africa region means based on the ABAPR. So ABAPR will maintain complex codes in OLAP. Through OLAP, the data will be transferring to these particular region servers. Okay, so that is mean by OLAP. So in OLAP, they will maintain, I mean, ABAPRs will maintain complex code then to move the data to particular regions. Okay, so this will be help to transfer the data from our company to the database servers. Okay. So what kind of T codes we are having to transfer the data means, I think you already know SC11, SC16N and SC16, right? So these are all the T codes we are having, right? So if you want to collect the data, so because whatever the transaction you are saving, so that is storing somewhere in the database. So how you are recalling it in your system? So based on these T codes, right? So if you want to know, if you are having a customer number, you want to know what type of account group it is, then what you will do? You will go to the SC16N and you will search for the particular table. I mean, you will go to the particular table and you will give your data and you will take the your required data as an output, right? SC16N and SC16. These are all the transaction data we are having. I mean, the whatever the data we are storing, so that is storing in these T codes. I mean, so we are recalling it from these T codes. So SC11 is like it is a data dictionary. So these T code will be used by only ABAPR. So these SC16 will used by ABAPR only. So because here they will have all the technical names and programs. So this is a data dictionary to ABAPRs. Okay. Maintain. is a data dictionary, and SC16 and SC69 are both work same only. So it will work the same process. So whatever the data you want to take it out from the store database, so it will do the same work. Okay. So data browser. So you can browse the data. Is also one kind of data. So no, sorry, SC16 and SC16 is a data browser, and this SC69 is an advanced one. So here up to particular limit only you can take the data, but here you can take advanced level of data you can take. Okay, so this is a advanced version of SC16. This is the advanced version of SC16. So this is a previous T code. So we are going to use to take the data, and this is a recent T code to take all the data. So this is the advanced one, this is the old one, you can say. So here what we will do in SC16 and SC16, so we'll browse the data. So whatever the data you need to take, that we will do in these T codes. So by using this, we can recollect the data from databases. Okay, so this is about the processing which we are going to do to transfer the data to databases, right? So OLTP and OLAP, right? For example, if you remember, in our system, if you go to VA01, okay, so let me take any, okay, so let me open ECC server once. Let me open one ECC here. I'll just show you the system. So if you go to any VA01 T code, right, so you can able to see the status and program names, right? VA01, and for example, just assume that this is our VA01 screen. Now click on systems here. Where is the system? So here click on systems, and now go to the status. So here you can able to see how the data is moving, right? So here you can able to see the program names. You can see SAP MV45A. So how the data is storing. So based on these programs, the whatever the data we are creating, that is storing in the databases. So this will be used by ABAPer mostly, but we need to have an idea. So how we need to look into these program of the particular T codes, right? So this is a VA01 T code, and the program name for VA01 is SAP MV45E. Okay, and these are the subscreen of this program SAP MV45A, and screen number, program GUI, I mean interface, right? GUI status is U, right? So based on this, and also you can see product versions, also you can able to see installation number, license expiry, right? So it is expiring on March 4th. So you can able to see all this. So you can see the database system. So what type of database they are using? Oracle. So this is a third party database, right? So third party database. So whatever you are creating in the server, so this is our dummy server, right? So whatever you are creating or deleting, whatever the data you are maintaining in this server, so it is storing in this database, DBMS, database management system. So this is a third party server, Oracle. So whatever the server person is there, so he need to pay maintenance charge every year because they are storing his data. Okay, so this is our database system. They are using Oracle database, and you can see release done and name, DPK, and host name and owner, right? And platform ID, server name, machine type. So all kind of data you can take, and time zone. They are using CET time zone, system time zone. I mean, this one is a system time, right? So you can able to see all this data. So they will maintain the logic over here in the program backend. So how the order to be created, so how the data has to be moved to our database. So all the logic will be written in the particular programs. Okay, so we do front end transaction. So the backend will be the backend transaction will be written by ABAPer. So here this is a T code. I mean in VA01. So I'm maintaining all these data. Customer I am giving, right? Material I am giving, right? So how system is taking this data, right? How the system is creating an order, right? Because the backend, the ABAPer has been maintain some code, right? So front end we are giving the transaction and the back end the code will be running and storing in the tables. So we can retrieve the data. So whatever we are creating, so we can retrieve the data on daily basis or weekly basis and monthly basis, right? So we can retrieve the data. How we are going to retrieve the data? Based on our T codes, SC16N, SC16. So we can take the data. So whatever you require. So for example, you required 1 year data, you required monthly data, you required daily data. So you can take in SC16N, right? So how you are going to take? So they are, I mean, in the SC16N, so you are having an option. So how much data you required, right? So you can able to recollect that particular data. So for example, if you go VBRK, okay, you can see, sorry, FKDAT. So billing date is there. So how much, I mean, you need 1 year data, 2 years data. So you can give the data and you can recollect it, right? For example, I required 1 month data. Okay, so what you will do, you can select from this month to Feb 19 to I need data from March 19th, for example. You can give the data and you can give your billing type, I mean your details, right? And your sales org. And you can see the number of entries. It is not there. Okay, so I'll just remove it. So you can billing type F2 is enough. So now I am executing it. So you can take all the data. So it is only created one billing type only in this system. Okay. So like this, you can recollect the data on daily basis, weekly basis, and monthly basis. Okay. So tomorrow we'll see because this is a demo, right? So 45 minutes is enough for us. So tomorrow we'll see advantages and disadvantages of HANA database. Okay. And also we'll see how to create. Okay. So we are having some more concepts, right? Okay. So till now we have seen HANA functionalities. So we'll see advantages and disadvantages of HANA, and also we'll see introduction of cloud and on-premises. So this is also one kind of databases only. I mean, how the data will be moved to servers, so that what is meant by cloud and what is meant by on-premises. So that we are going to see, and then we'll see introduction of HANA, okay, S4 HANA, and landscape and difference between HANA and S4 HANA.
Server
So
is
tomorrow we'll see the.
Mohammed.
Sorry. Yeah.
We are using the same server or it's different for S4HANA?
So S4 HANA will have HANA database only, right? Because for S4 HANA we are using separate database now, because previously we don't have a separate database for our company as SAP. Right
Yes.
now the SAP come up with their own database to store their data, SAP data.
Okay.
Right. So previously they are purchasing license from the third party database companies. So they are storing in third party companies. Okay, so now they are using their own database. So whatever the data you will create in SAP, so that will completely store in HANA database only. Okay, so HANA is a database. Okay.
Okay.
All right. Okay, then I think it's clear. I mean, what is meant by HANA database and how we are storing it. Right. So tomorrow, I mean, tomorrow you will understand much better. So if you see advantages and disadvantages, and also we'll see cloud and on-premises, and also we'll see HANA architecture and versions of HANA, and also landscape of HANA. So how the data is storing from development to quality, quality to production, right? So that landscape we'll see. and we'll see the difference between HANA and S4HANA. Right. Till now we got to know that HANA is a database. Right. So tomorrow we'll see what is meant by S4HANA. So is it a database or what it is? Okay. S4HANA is what? Okay. So tomorrow we'll see what is meant by S4HANA. Okay then. Thank you. We'll connect tomorrow.
Thank you.